And now we'll have a look into the artificial intelligence world, because I'll just invite Lubomir Karlik, the head of artificial intelligence transformation at Raiffeisen Bank International. In the last years, his main focus has been the identification and implementation of AI-backed solutions to increase customer experience, where conversational AI plays a prominent role. So let's hear more.
I guess I disappointed everyone. I'm not Lubo. And I should consider his warming. Lubo, unfortunately, is on sick leave, and he's sweating in his bed, unfortunately. And yes. And he asked me kindly to represent our team and Raiffeisen Bank International and our Raiffeisen AI Lab, what's located currently in Bratislava. So, shortly introduction, what is Raiffeisen Bank International? Generally, Raiffeisen Bank International is the bank what can be found in many countries, but our main focus is Central European region, what you can find in very yellow colors. It's Austria, it's Slovakia, it's Kosovo, Balkanian countries, Russia, Belarus, Ukraine. And we have our presence, I would say, all around the world. And speaking about AI innovation in Raiffeisen Bank International, we have two main motivations. It's with using artificial intelligence, we want to increase the customer experience. Why? Because first things, what is facing our people in general where we see artificial intelligence and simplification of many jobs and interactions where we're facing many people. And first of all, it's retail customers. And as a second point, AI in Raiffeisen Bank International is highlighted as one of the strategical topics. And I will introduce you a little bit further. And one of these next steps is successful principles for AI. We see that our environment, what we are trying to build in Raiffeisen Bank generally, also partially in Bratislava and in our countries, it should be like more or less a startup. We're working generally with the people who's quite skilled, really skilled, and we cannot use previous approaches of how it was generally in the bank. We need many ideas from the market, and for that we're using entrepreneurs, and we want to be closest as much as possible to our clients, retail clients. For that we have like a triangle. On top of that, it's our AI lab, what is located here in Bratislava. Then we have one team is sitting in Vienna. I'm representing this team, and we have a sub-team sitting in our countries. So it's 50 or 60 teams. How we understand artificial intelligence and ABI? First of all, it's cognitive services. It's natural language understanding and processing. These technologies we can use in many fields like chatbots, it's document processing, it's speech processing. One of these things, it's speech recognition to understand who is your customer, what intonation the customer speaks with you, and also vision. With vision, we understand like video processing. Video processing we can use, for example, in case of branch optimization. We can calculate how many people do we have in branches, how they are located, calculate queries, and many things. Methods and technologies, what we are using for that, it's natural language processing, as I told you before. It's deep learning technologies for video processing. And for all of these things, we need cloud computing, because we found out that infrastructure, what we have, is not enough for us. For that, we are using generally AWS services and Microsoft services. For us, as I told you before, main focus is customer experience, because using AI, we want to increase customer satisfaction. And first of all, bank should be very close to the people, and in our vision, bank should be like as much as close as possible. And closest things, what you have now, it's your phone. And bank should be somewhere in your pocket. And in this way, conversation AI technology helped us, and I will introduce a little bit further. And we see that the bank, it's deep penetration for the bank. It's mainly in many messages and technologies. And using AI, we want to process automations. For example, many things what was done before manually by hands, by the people, can be processed by AI technologies and models. One of this story, what is starting maybe 1 year ago, it was our chatbot platform. We name it as a multi-language artificial intelligence assistant, or shortly Maya. What is Maya? Generally, it's a platform what's located in the between all the messages what user have, like it's Twilio, it's a chatbot, it's WhatsApp, it could be any aggregators, it could be live chat, it could be MS Teams, whatever, and people can communicate it with one interface. So it's more or less like omni-channel. People don't need to go to your website, they don't need to do any additional, they simply use one service, and afterwards our platform process all this request, can directly to reply to the people, getting some request, and if the platform stucks, platform can hand over the whole process to contact center. And as a contact center, it could be Cisco, it could be Avaya or other technologies. As well, Maya, our platform, initially built to access these REST technologies and API models. One of the things or the features of this platform is continuous model improvement, because in the beginning we cannot, like, using lack of the knowledge and data, we cannot build like the model would cover everything. And we continuously improve models what we have. We continuously need data, we continuously need a new understanding of what customer want to see from the bot, what customer wants from the bank. And Maya is generally independent from the platforms. What are the things what we learn as well? We're starting from prototyping every time. And Maya was like built in that way. We had in the beginning of prototype, and as any AI technologies, we have NLP model in our case and dialogue models, and then we came up to the production, also the same models, and with the same dialogues or NLP. And in prototyping also what we are doing is AI lab sitting in Bratislava or sitting in Vienna. We are doing playing around with the technologies, what allows us continuously improve our models, improve feedback from the customer, and to keep it. And the same we are doing in the production. But then when we phase out and lessons learned, we need something more advanced, not only like sitting and doing models and not only doing AI technologies. We need to continuously improve models. We need continuously deploy models. We need somehow to be independent from the platforms. We need to build and put it in, it's called Dockers. We need to put it in more independent platforms like clusters. We need to put in certain networking, then the models can communicate to each other. And then what we phase out, one of the things, it's business. We can build a best prototype, but in the end, it will not solve any business model. We need for that, and we can find after the prototyping, production idea for the business case. Then the question what we're facing after the prototyping, it's legal questions. Where we can use these AI models, how we can use these AI models. If we are using any additional channels like WhatsApp or Telegram, what data can we send there? Then the question is like security. How to use it, how to protect data of our customers, how to securely communicate with our customers, how to build security the whole environment. Then, as I told you before, we are facing constantly new changes, and in AI, these changes, it's influence to the models. That's why we also make like a change management for the models. And many things what we are facing for the operations. It's services, it's operation, it's version controlling, it's configuration management, and these things what we are currently missing in our team, and we are constantly looking for new companies who could help to us, or the people on new skills. We mainly focusing on the top of this pyramid, but these things we are learning by ourselves, and we are constantly trying to find out on the market who can help us, who can work as a consultant with us. As I told you before, the main challenge is what we face as a bank. It's what data. We need, first of all, the data. It could be video data, it could be language data if we're building language models. And as we're located in CE regions, we're working with more than 14 languages. And state-of-the-art technology generally work with the English or other spreaded languages like Chinese. But for us, it's every time we are facing lack of data, what is available from the market and what can we reuse for our models. Every day, not every day, but every time when we are going from the prototype to real model, we facing legal constraints and we are trying to find out how to build this model in real production application or how to reuse it. As I told you before, we don't have enough resources, like resources of time or resources of knowledge of people. And every time we're facing the dilemma of make or buy. What is better? For example, from the competition's purposes, it's much more easy to buy something. But for keeping knowledge inside the company, we need to do maybe something by ourselves. What we see, first of all the AI technologies, it's only in early stage and it's only beginning. It's not only about, I will talk mainly now about language processing because it's only beginning. We have many technologies and algorithms already adapted from even like big players, who can present it to you NLP technologies like Microsoft, IBM, but they have solutions for the big languages like English, German, but we are a bank what is mainly located in CE regions, and these big players cannot provide these technologies. We see a lot of security threats as a bank. If you see, maybe before it was like quite widely spread last several months, like deepfake, then the films was many players or actors in the films, and it was put another phase. And this technology can be dangerous for the bank. Just imagine yourself if you decided to use, instead of your bank card, you want to use like face detections, or you want to implement these face detections inside your ATMs. And these things we should also take into account. Or like if you want to use for authentication of your customers some voice biometry, then also we see some security problems. As a bank, also what we are doing, we are not also being linked only one team sitting in Vienna and only big like team who is supporting the whole bank sitting in Vienna. As I told you in the beginning, we have this and we see it as a strategic opportunity. Inside the RBI Bank International, we have three main innovation programs. One of this, it's Innovation Garden, and mainly Innovation Garden, it's a program for internal ideas. And every year we have more than 700 ideas, and this is more or less like internal incubators. People bring these ideas. If they have some challenges, some steps, they participate in during this 6 years. They're trying to build a prototype, and then if the story is successful, they go into production. What was last year, and one of the stories was in Romania. The second program, it's more or less a partnership program. It's called Elevate Lab, and it's partnership with existing fin.tech companies existing on the market. We have an elevator lab located in Vienna, and we trying to get, as I told you, fast feedback and information from the small companies who is more faster than the bank, because it's not our main market, but we see that small company can be much more easier and faster adapted to new challenge in the world. And ventures, it's when our bank invests money, and it's more than 25 million, what we are ready to invest in many small startups and ventures capital companies. That's more or less all, and thank you for attention.
Not really, or we have some questions to answer. How much of savings do you expect from using artificial intelligence?
It's a really good question. It really depends on the use case. For example, if we will talk about customer experience and using some AI technologies, talking about like chatbots in first things what is facing domain, it's not only about savings. our estimation, the numbers, it's 25-30%. But it's not only about savings. It's first of all about customer experience increasing. We want to increase customer experience, like the people, if they call to the call center, they are facing maybe the people in agent who is not enough skills and cannot help them. That's why we want to cover these things with much more easy, maybe understanding use cases, but in the end, the people who is really skilled from the contact center can support and have more time to satisfy our customer. What actually was a discussion above, that some of the jobs will be destroyed, and we don't need really like a lot of people sitting like in contact center, or we need all of them, but they will be more skilled and can support people with the more advanced topics. But AI, we don't believe that they can cover such complex topics. That's why it's not only about savings, it's about customer experience.
And somebody complains if you are not reinventing the wheel in the Wall-E. There are billion-dollar companies that mastered the predictive AI solutions more than 5 years ago. Same with the speech recognition. Is it necessary to do it again?
We are not really reinventing everything. We're not trying to build a bicycle. We want simple to use the technologies what exist in the market. That's why, as I told you before, we have several programs. It's internal programs to get feedback from our internal employees, and as well we want to participate with fintech companies. That's why we don't want to rebuild bicycles. And this pillar, what was key one, it's whether to buy or to build. AI Lab and team sitting in Vienna, it's more or less the team to keep knowledge and to understand what's going on the markets. It's more or less like a filter, and we are getting from our filter like the best things what could be on the market.
And the last, shortly, from your opinion, what is the best fit product or service for applying AI in your case?
In our case, it's until now it's this Maya what we are building. It's multi-language artificial intelligence. I would say it's most successful story because we had a bunch of prototypes. What we did detection of pauses. Then the people can understand if something happening in the branches. One of the use cases it was detections what's happening with ATM, if it was broken or not broken. And one of these most successful is it's building this artificial intelligence platform, and this platform has a significant interest inside our bank. That's why I would say this one.
Says Andrey Maltsev. Now I got it right, the name? Yes. From Raiffeisen Bank International. Thank you.